Welcome back to the sanctuary of unvarnished truths. Welcome back to Anything You Want. You have arrived here because you understand that the life of a star is a constant negotiation between the person they are and the image they are sold as. You are here because you refuse to accept the superficial headlines. You crave the complex reality of the human condition that exists behind the velvet ropes. Today, we are opening the dossier on a crisis that has been brewing in the high towers of the Turkish entertainment industry. We are looking at a defining moment for Mert Ramazan Demir, a moment where a young actor stood up against the machinery of fame to defend the sanctity of his private life. We are discussing the ultimatum, the argument, and the woman who stood as his anchor through the storm. Before we unravel this narrative of love versus career, please, solidify your place in our community. Press the subscribe button, ignite the like button to help us navigate the algorithm, and if you truly wish to support fearless, independent storytelling, our join button is your gateway to the inner circle. Your support allows us to speak when others whisper. Today, we witness a rebellion of the heart. Let us begin. In the modern architecture of celebrity, there is an unwritten rule that suggests an actor's soul belongs to the audience, and their choices belong to their management. However, every so often, a figure emerges who dares to rewrite this draconian contract. Mert Ramazan Demir, the golden boy of the screen whose rise has been nothing short of meteoric, recently found himself at the epicenter of a professional earthquake. According to exclusive information leaking from the deepest recesses of the industry, the young actor has been locked in a cold war with his management team, a conflict that recently erupted into a heated, verbal confrontation. The catalyst for this explosion was not a contract dispute or a salary negotiation, but something far more intimate, his relationship with the luminous Afra Sarıkoglu. Sources close to the situation describe a tense meeting where the air was thick with unsaid grievances. The management, acting as the guardians of his brand, reportedly issued a stern warning. They argued that his private life was becoming a liability, that the relentless media scrutiny surrounding his romance with Afra was overshadowing his professional achievements, and that this distraction could jeopardize future international projects and high-stakes advertising deals. They presented him with a choice, implicitly suggesting that for his career to ascend to the next level, his personal life needed to be sanitized, hidden, or perhaps even sacrificed. It was at this precise moment that the dynamic shifted. Mert Ramazan Demir, who is often perceived as easygoing and professional, reportedly drew a line in the sand with a firmness that stunned those present. He refused to accept the premise that his heart was a commodity to be traded on the stock exchange of fame. According to witnesses, he stood firm, his voice laced with the conviction of a man reclaiming his agency, and delivered a sentence that has since echoed through the gossip corridors: "Nobody can interfere in my love life." This was not merely a refusal, it was a declaration of independence. He reportedly elaborated, stating, "I know both my work and my love, but no one can control my heart." With these words, Demir rejected the archaic notion that an actor must choose between professional success and personal happiness. He made it clear that he refuses to be forced into a binary choice. He is an artist who draws strength from his reality, and he argued that living his life openly, rather than hiding it in the shadows like a shameful secret, is what fuels his authenticity on screen. This outburst was described by insiders not as a tantrum, but as a moment of maturation, a young man realizing that his power comes not from his managers, but from his own identity. I have to pause here and ask you, the discerning viewers of Anything You Want, do you believe that talent agencies have the right to dictate the personal lives of their clients? Is the price of fame truly the surrender of one's privacy? I am fascinated to hear your ethical take on this in the comments below. And remember, if you appreciate this level of deep dive analysis, clicking the join button is the best way to keep our channel independent and strong. Amidst this professional turbulence, the role of Afra Sarıkoglu cannot be overstated. While Mert was fighting battles in boardrooms, Afra adopted a posture of strategic grace. She did not pour gasoline on the fire, instead, she became the calm water that extinguished it. Reports suggest that the beautiful actress chose not to get directly involved in the administrative skirmishes, understanding that this was a battle Mert needed to fight for himself. However, in private, she was his bedrock. When the noise of the industry became deafening, she reportedly offered him a simple, grounding reassurance: "Don't worry, everything will be all right. Just be yourself." This advice, simple in its construction but profound in its impact, encouraged Demir to trust his instincts. Sources close to the couple claim that this external pressure, rather than fracturing their bond, has acted as a forge, welding them closer together. The crisis forced them to confront the reality of their world and decide, together, that they would not let the industry dictate the terms of their affection. It is said that Demir is now more open about his feelings than ever before, having realized that a love worth fighting for is the only love worth having. This incident is emblematic of a larger struggle within the entertainment world, the friction between the talent and the machine. As Mert Ramazan Demir transitions from a popular actor to a brand ambassador representing global interests, the stakes have been raised. The system prefers stars who are blank canvases, devoid of controversy or complex personal narratives. However, Demir is reportedly challenging this status quo. He is sending a message not just to his agent, but to the entire industry, that actors are human beings with beating hearts, not just assets on a balance sheet. Insiders suggest that following this representation crisis, Demir has begun to restructure his inner circle. He is reportedly spending more time with longtime colleagues and mentors who value him as an individual, rather than just a revenue stream. He allegedly confessed to Afra, "Everyone tells me what to do, but no one asks me how I feel." This profound admission highlights the isolation of fame and explains why he clings so tightly to Afra. She is the one person who asks him how he feels, not how he looks or how he sells. We are dissecting the anatomy of a career in crisis today. If you are enjoying this narrative journey through the psychology of fame, please take a second to like this video. It tells us that you value depth over drama. And for those who want to help us keep the lights on and the stories flowing, our Super Thanks feature is always open. The fallout from this internal dispute has spilled over into the public domain, dividing social media into two distinct camps. On one side, there are the pragmatists who argue that Demir should tread carefully, warning that the industry is unforgiving and that burning bridges with powerful agents could stall his rising trajectory. On the other side, and this group is growing daily, are the romantics and the idealists who applaud his bravery. Comments like "he stood up for his love" and "he's truly brave" have trended, proving that the audience craves authenticity. They see his refusal to hide his relationship not as a lack of professionalism, but as a proof of character. Fans have noted a shift in the couple's demeanor. Afra appears more balanced and mature, acting as the steady hand guiding the ship, while Mert appears more focused and driven on set, fueled by the clarity of his decision. Their chemistry, captured in stolen moments and behind-the-scenes photos, feels real, not staged, precisely because they have fought for the right to display it. In the final analysis, the argument between Mert Ramazan Demir and his agent is about more than just a relationship, it is about the future of celebrity culture. Mert is betting on himself. He is betting that his talent and his truth are more valuable than a curated, artificial image. He has looked at the industry machinery that seeks to control him and said, "No." By choosing to live his love story in the light, he has taken a risk, but it is a risk that seems to be paying off in the currency of respect. He and Afra Sarıkoglu are no longer just co-stars, they are partners in a quiet revolution against the commodification of their lives. They are proving that you can have the career, the fame, and the love, as long as you have the courage to draw the line. And that, my friends, is the story of a young actor who refused to let the business of show business destroy the art of living. Mert Ramazan Demir has drawn his sword, not against a dragon, but against the expectations of his own industry. Now, the conversation turns to you. Do you think his career will suffer for this stance, or will he emerge stronger? And is Afra Sarıkoglu the ultimate partner for navigating these treacherous waters? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do not forget to subscribe to Anything You Want and ring that bell. We are your home for the truth behind the glamour. Join the family if you can, and until next time, protect your heart and stand your ground. Goodbye.